80s charts are generally a joy for me to revisit, but there's always a few dance studs in there that spoil the party. This isn't much different and is a super late 80s chart, with acts like Bros, Terence Trent D'Arby and Debbie Gibson appearing among the blue and pink neon glare of the 31st of January to the 6th of February 1988. Let's jump straight into the chart, but also stick around until the end for my hidden gem and let me know what your hidden gem would be from this chart. And now let's get into it. Our number 10 is Elton John with Candle in the Wind live.
Seems to me you lived your life.
This re-release of the classic track about Marilyn Monroe was recorded live in Sydney, Australia in December of 1986.
Keep your candle burned out long before.
The whole concert was released as an album in September of 87 and spawned this single, which went on to peak at number 5 next week.
Hollywood created a superstar.
It spent 3 weeks in the top 10 and 8 weeks in the top 40.
With the Marilyn was found in the news.
And at number 9 is Debbie Gibson with Shake Your Love. This was the 16-year-old singer's second single and her highest charting UK release, going on to peak at number 7 next week. It's a typically upbeat 80s offering that could have easily been recorded by Madonna or any number of young, energetic singers of the era. It also spent 3 weeks in the top 10 and 7 weeks in the top 40. At number 8 is Taylor Dayne with Tell It to My Heart. The American singer was climbing up the charts slowly here with her first and most successful song, an up-tempo dance pop number with a big catchy chorus. It went on to peak at number 3 and it spent a reasonable 5 weeks in the top 10 and 9 weeks in the top 40.
Right now, there are dozens of people trying to sell mobile telephones. But there's only one mobile phone that fits neatly into your pocket. It allows you to move from car to car without installation. XL Pocket Phone. It uses either Cellnet or Vodafone to make and receive calls almost anywhere, anytime. The XL Pocket Phone, the smallest, most advanced cellular phone in the world, fits your pocket.
And at number 7 is Dollar with Oh L'Amour. This song by the British male-female duo was a cover version. After splitting up without much success for a few years, the duo reformed and still had little joy until they released this track. Originally released by Erasure in 1987, where it only reached number 85 on the UK chart. The Dollar version did a lot better a year later when it peaked here at number 7. It spent just 2 weeks in the top 10 and 6 weeks in the top 40. And at number 6 is Crush with House Arrest. This is another one of those songs that I have absolutely zero memory of and very little interest in it now that I've discovered it. It's a very unremarkable and forgettable number that is typical of the dance songs of the late 80s, just without any hooks to hang on to. It somehow peaked at number 3 a few weeks back and spent 5 weeks in the top 10 and 10 weeks in the top 40. At number 5 is the Beatmasters with Rock the House, featuring the Cookie Crew. Again, this is another tedious dance track like so many others that populated the late 80s UK charts. This one featured the Cookie Crew, who add some annoying and frankly embarrassing raps to the track, which make it stand out a little bit from the rest. This was its peak position and it spent 3 weeks in the top 10 and 7 weeks in the top 40. And at number 4 is Terence Trent D'Arby with Sign Your Name.
Fortunately, you have got someone
This catchy number from the eccentric American singer was a sultry affair and became his third UK top 10 hit and the highest charting single of his career here. It peaked at number 2 a couple of weeks ago and was on its descent down the chart now. It spent 4 weeks in the top 10 and 8 weeks in the top 40 in total. At number 3 is Belinda Carlisle with Heaven is a Place on Earth. This catchy, upbeat pop rock track was also on its way down the chart this week after its 2-week stint at number 1 a few weeks back. It was Carlisle's biggest solo hit, scoring number 1s around the world, including America, and it spent 7 weeks in the top 10 and 11 weeks in the top 40. And at number 2 is Bros with When Will I Be Famous? This is the second single released by the twin brothers Matt and Luke, the first being the original release of I Owe You Nothing, which failed to break into the top 40, only reaching number 80. This track, however, was promoted heavily, with the band appearing on many TV shows like Going Live on Saturday mornings. That media push, which I vividly remember from when I was 8 years old, helped propel the upbeat pop rock track to its peak position at number 2, cementing the band as a late 80s pop phenomenon. The song spent just 4 weeks in the top 10 and 9 weeks in the top 40.
You wouldn't believe that anyone could mistake America for the East Indies. Yet Columbus did. It's hardly credible that someone could buy London Bridge thinking it was Tower Bridge. Still, that's how the story goes. But could anyone mistake the identity of Special Brew? Well, that's probably stretching things a little too far.
And at number 1 this week is Tiffany with I Think We're Alone Now. It might surprise some of you to learn that this up-tempo melodic pop banger was actually a cover version of Tommy James and the Shondells' original from 1967. It was written by Richie Cordell, who also co-wrote Moni Moni, a track covered by Billy Idol, which just so happened to be the song that knocked Tiffany off the top of the Billboard Top 100 in November of '87. 15-year-old Tiffany enjoyed 3 weeks at the top of the UK chart and spent 7 weeks in the top 10 and 13 weeks in the top 40 in total. And the song at number 1 in America this week was I Need You Tonight by In Excess.
Well, on Top of the Pops, we call a record like that a wild card.
I didn't realise the Australian rockers made an impact on America in any way, but apparently they did.
And this is the number 1 song in America.
This clip even comes from an American version of Top of the Pops, which I didn't know existed until I made this video. The track was only in the top spot for 1 week though. It knocked Michael Jackson's The Way You Make Me Feel off the previous week, and was itself ousted by Tiffany with a song called Could Have Been, which I don't remember for the life of me. And well, I had a lot of choices for my hidden gem this week, with songs like When We Was Fab by George Harrison,
Long time ago when we was fab.
and Dignity by Deacon Blue, plus many others. But I've plumped for an early single by one of my favourite bands, Faith No More, who last appeared in a 90s chart with their version of the Commodore's Easy. This time, however, they had a different singer and a slightly different sound with the single We Care A Lot. This is the band's second version of the track, with the original being released in 1985. It's basically about what we now call virtue signalling, and was released again as a live version when singer Mike Patton took over vocal duties for the band. It was a new entry in the chart this week at number 71 and hit its peak next week at number 53. And that's it for this week. Did this chart bring back any memories for you? Also, let me know what your hidden gem of this chart would be. I'll leave the link to the chart in the description. But until next time, take care of yourselves, goodbye and peace.
Exchanging mark. It gives you more clout.
Studio line from L'Oreal. Design gel, sculpt, control for any shape. Fixing spray, directional. Create a style, sculpting mousse, strong hold. Be bold the way you like it. Create your look.
If you're watching TV without a license, be warned. Our detective vans and teams of investigators know exactly where to find you. Wherever you are. Don't get caught. Get a TV license.